What's up, guys? It's Charles here with Rocket Punch. I'm going to do a review of the FT-22 Koot, which is by Fans Toys. I'm sure you guys already knew that by reading the title, and because you already probably have seen reviews on this guy. But here's going to be my version of the review. I think I mention this every time I do a Fans Toys reviews. I love Fans Toys stuff because it's kind of like a mixture of what I look for in high-end die-cast robots and Transformers. So since I'm a fan of both those things, I kind of like to see how Fans Toys does their representation of everything, because it does have die-cast, it does have nice heft and feel of a high-end die-cast robot, but it's also a Transformer, and Transformers are not usually lately known for their high-end quality, but Fans Toys does do a nice mix of that. And it's obviously a third-party toy, alright? But what's cool about Fans Toys, again, is the way they mix those two things together for me. Because there's obviously a lot of third parties out there, and there's definitely stuff out there that's more intricate than the stuff that Fans Toys does. But in my opinion, at least for what I like, Fans Toys is my go-to third party. So, and I'm kind of tired of just buying every single, or not every single, but a lot of the third-party toys, and then the original or the genuine Takara one comes out, and I just never know which one to get. I have like 4 different Masterpiece Megatrons, and whatever. I'm sure everybody has their favorite. But anyway, enough of the blabbing. We got Koot here, and while I was spinning around, you guys could see the artwork, which is, I think, amazing. I love the artwork on this. If I'm not mistaken, I only just noticed that now. I think you can see Cybertron back there. I believe that's Cybertron. Kind of hard to see here. But I love how it's embossed. Look at that. See, like the kind of line art here just pops out. Just kind of cool. And then you get the usual photographs in the back. But anyway, we're going to take this out because there's something cool inside. Another cool thing about Fans Toys is the quality of the presentation of the whole packaging. I mean, I showed you the box. It's nice and thick and everything, embossed and everything. Then it's also got the styrofoam trays, which, everybody has their own opinion about those. I love them for figures that are going to be around for a while. This is definitely something that's going to stick around for a while. It's not something you throw out, okay? It's not a Hasbro Toys R Us $8 on sale toy. This is stuff you keep for a while. And you want to keep it safe. Styrofoam is the way to go. That's another thing. It reminds me of like just buying an old robot where you open it and you smell that styrofoam. I love that feel. And Fans Toys definitely hits all the right buttons with that. And you also get this little baggie here that has the tech spec card and his picture here on the front. Here it's got a nice old guy look on the tech spec card. Kind of looks a little younger there, but just might be me. But anyway, let's check out this styrofoam thing here. One cool thing I like also is that they put these little pieces of tape. You'll also find that on the edge of the boxes. And if you're wondering what the sticker is here, this is a standard grade. What that means is I got this from BBTS, and they have the collector grade options and standard grade. Even though I didn't opt for the collector grade, which they wrapped the plastic around the box and put it in another cardboard box, I did get a very nice box regardless. No dents or scratches or anything like that. And then I'm going to open this up, and it's got a nice little plastic thing covering him. Alright, so let's take out all the parts here. We got his little G1-esque blaster. We have a couple of window pieces here, an alternate face, and a little different visor here, and a couple of cigars or sidegars, whatever you want to call them. So that's cool. Then we get this little dude here, which we're going to put off to the side in just a moment and check him out. Not a lot of detail with this. Very plain. The highest amount of detail really as far as paint is on his face, which is done very well. And then obviously we have Koot here. This feels so nice. So nice. This is a type of robot you may want to rub on your crotch for a little while, if you're so inclined to do so. Alright, so here he is, just standard pose out of the box, but we're going to get him into a not so silly looking pose here. Really digging this. It feels so nice. Honestly, I really thought I was done with third party, but I just can't seem to get around not buying Fans Toy stuff. But again, this feels really nice. I know there is die cast. Right off the bat, I believe his feet are die cast. The chest here is die cast. Alright. As to, oh, back here, these panels here are die cast, right? Yeah. They definitely look die cast. And feel die cast because it's nice and cold in here. You'll notice it does have a quality check sticker, which is nice. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. They could just slap it on there without doing a quality check. But if you know Fans Toy stuff, it's really good. And oh, I love the ankle tilt here, which we'll get to in a second when we do articulation. But because, at least from what I have in Fans Toys, all this stuff is really good, and I'm sure they do the quality checks. So we want to maybe do a little size comparison, some scaling before we move on. So we're going to get MP10 here. I wish I had more space or wide angle lens so everybody fits in here. Hope you can see everybody well. Alright, so that's the scaling with that. It's kind of hard to get no distortion from the lens. But there you see how they scale. And maybe we'll throw in a smaller Autobot here that I just found thrown in here. So you can see how he scales with Red Alert. So yeah, the figure, I gotta say the plastics on this are really nice. I love the finish. It's very hard to describe finish on plastics, but I can tell you right off the bat that these plastics are really well done. The die-cast really gives it a more, you know, high-end feel. I've mentioned that already a couple of times, but the die-cast really gives this figure the heft that it needs to really get that feeling down. And you'll see he does have like the backpack going on, but it's not so bad. You know, it's not like ridiculous. You know, even though it's a little complex looking, it's not distracting. I think that's the word I'm trying to look for. It's not very distracting. I mean, it would have looked cooler without, you know, too many things going on, but the way it is, I'm perfectly happy with it. So articulation, let's move up here just a second. We have the head on a ball joint. Alright, you can look around, just slightly down, no big deal. Shoulders on these swivels here, they go forward, and they have really soft ratchets. Like, I like loud, clicky ratchets, but these, like, soft ones, which are spring-loaded, are also nice too. So it doesn't feel cheap at all. The arms do go out, they're friction joints. You do have a bicep, whoops. Well, you do have this ratchet also. It's not really what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you the bicep, but you do have, whoops, bicep here. Do have double jointed elbows. Alright, just like that. And then, of course, you have the wrists, right? And then the little fingers. So it's just the 4 fingers together, which is pretty standard on Masterpiece stuff. Wondering if anybody will make a third-party, you know, hand set or an alternate set with the little fingers. Who knows? Appears at this tab out of here. No ab crunch, okay, but we do have a waist, and then we do have these little skirt thingies, which I like to call like Gundam flaps. I can't really get to that one. Alright, there we go. Which allow you to bring the legs out pretty far. Then you get an upper thigh swivel. Then you get the knees, which are also double jointed. And then the ankle. This was really cool. When I first put it down, I'm like, it's got that weird angle. It's not going to let him stand right. But if you grab the sides, you get some nice ankle tilt there, guys. Look at that. And then just slight movement of the toe here. So I'd say overall, pretty good articulation for this figure. Now, I spoke a bit there about the quality of the plastics, but I also got to mention the you know, the paint and the details. We have some nice clear lenses here, and on the above his crotch, it's like a little window there. So if you look from the top down, you might be able to see a little peepee there. Maybe not. Anyway, paint on his chest, really nice. Paint on a die cast is really good. You get that to shine there. It's got a nice, like, orange peel kind of finish, but it looks good. You get the silver paint there, a little bit of the orange markings. Overall, I would say it's excellent. And I love the colors. I love the colors. Really cool. Really like the way they do the flat paint on the faces. And as a matter of fact, let's take a look at his face here. Hopefully the lights are not washing him out here. But pretty cool head sculpt. It does have that kind of squinty look that he has on the in the cartoons. And then of course the old guy look, the cheeks kind of sagging there. And then the grumpy mouth. Just do a little scan here from top to bottom, so you get an idea of the detail going on. I mean, look at this, guys. This is really good. I mean, third-party stuff has always been really good, but it's just something about the look and feel of a solid Fans Toys Transformer. We'll flip them around here for a second so you can check them out from the back. Alright, really liking this. I mean, I really can't say much more about that. I think that was a given that this was going to be something I like. If there's any other Cup third-party ones I have, I've seen them, just not interested in them. This is the one I wanted. Fans Toys has yet to fail, or has yet to disappoint me. Not yet to fail to disappoint me, but yet to disappoint me. In other words, they have not disappointed me. I almost forgot about this little dude. This guy's name is Drawback. It's a teeny little transformer. It turns into a weapon, obviously. It's not bad. It took a little long to say that. Probably got you guys thinking there's nothing good about this. It's not that. It's just for something so nice as we see in the background there almost. You would expect this to have a little bit more detail. I know it's not a big part of the set. I mean, it kind of is. It's it's part of the set. But I kind of wish they would do a little bit more with the details. Maybe add, I don't know, just something. I guess repro labels will take care of that. But just pretty much in there. It almost feels like this is a test shot. But they did detail the face. Let's see if we can look at that without this thing freaking out. You'll notice, I was just going to make fun of my camera not focusing. But there it is. It did focus. See the face? It's got a nice silver paint on it. And it's also got the electric blue eyes. And what I like, it's pretty solid. Alright, so as far as articulation, on this little guy, we have the head that turns. We have the shoulders, which do that. Can you see that, guys? Alright. Can it go over? Yeah, it does go over this way. Doesn't have a waist joint because of the design. Okay. It does have, it has backwards leg syndrome here. We do have the legs that come out. We do have the knees. And the knees are double jointed. Can't really do much with the double jointed knees. Probably about that far. What I do like also about this is the ankle tilt. This guy also has ankle tilt, which is awesome. And double jointed elbows. The hands look pretty tiny. I think they look a little bit tiny. But they're alright. Anyway, this thing is not something that really stands out to me from the set. Especially after handling Koot himself. But that's that. And, of course, we have little toy-esque gun. Again, looks a little bit too toyish. Would have preferred little markings here and there. Just so it looks like it belongs to him, because Koot is actually very nicely detailed. And I had shown you this before, and I'm kind of like terrified to even open this, because first of all, right here, where are they? Little cigars. I'm going to lose them. Guarantee I'm going to lose them for this review. You guys won't even see them. Definitely not going to be able to see them because I'm going to lose them while I'm showing you. It'll drop somewhere. But anyway, you got the alternate face where the cigars go on. You get separate visors here. And some clear panels. I was noticing on the box. Sorry for that little creak from my chair. It's definitely not a fart. Where is it? Let's take a look at these pictures. So if we look up here, we do see the chest pieces are clear, and you can see some panel designs going on in there. And that's definitely not what you get. Creak again. In the set, they're not clear. They're kind of like translucent. And the bad thing is, I don't know, it's like from the molding, I don't think that's on purpose. It's a little weird. But from the tabs on the back, there's tabs on the back where it obviously goes on there. It forms like these little drips. I actually thought that was like you know, damage or battle damage or something, but it's actually the tabs. I guess because it's a metallized clear plastic, I guess all the metallics kind of have to flow into the, you know, the mold, and it creates those little design, you know, what's that word? Design artifacts or whatever. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. Now, in order for me to show you how the chest thing goes, I need to look at the instructions, because this is the first time I'm really taking a look at this. But we're going to see the tech spec card here, which is shiny. Very nice plastic, like a credit card. Actually, probably even nicer than a credit card. And his tech specs in the back. A lot of high numbers, except for this one. Can't read Japanese. But there's his alt mode and his robot mode. And, of course, his little history here. Anyway, let's see how the instructions are. I'm sure they're very nice. Very nice paper. Ooh, very nice. Full color inside. Almost looked black and white for a second because there's a lot of, you know, drab colors. But let's see. If we're going to do the chest, how do we move the chest? I'm thinking it just pops right off. Oh, looky, looky. So it's actually back here. It tells you how to replace it. Oh, it just says pull out, which is definitely not what I've been trying for the past 5 minutes. And I can't get it out. Even the instructions here does have the non-clear or just translucent version. That's kind of weird. And it tells you also how to pull out the face. So let's go ahead and try and pull off this here. I can't. Been trying it. That was weird. It came off like really easy. I've been like really messing with it, but you can see back here, it's almost got that kind of design where they usually push panels in, and then you know, they use a solder gun or solder tip to push down on the plastic to keep it, you know, so they don't have to glue it. It kind of looks like maybe it was originally designed that way. But anyway, if I put my nail right in this top hole, it should pop off. Or not. Why do I have to give so much force to these things? Anyway, I think it was just because the paint, you know, because it's the first time. But it looks like the paint on the tabs here, I don't even know. Forget it. And it looks, oops, sorry about that. It looks like they painted over a translucent version of this. Maybe it just looks like that, but it doesn't look like they painted over a translucent piece to begin with. So we're going to add these on to see what it looks like. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this on there like that. Get this piece back on there. Of course, I drop it on the floor. And then get this piece on there. I guess for those of you that want to do that, it's available to you just to make it cool, but nah, don't think I'm going to do that. Probably will look better in vehicle mode, since a vehicle is supposed to have you know, windows, but then again it's a Cybertronian vehicle, so why would it even have windows? I don't get it! Anyway. Alright, so the next thing was to pop his face off. My fingers are way too big to like grab onto anything, and I believe it has to pop out straight forward, and I really can't fit anything. I would like fit in guns and stuff back here. I don't want to ruin the freaking face. Wish they would just make this stuff easier. Maybe I'm just getting older. But I did want to try out his face with the cigars. Let me see if I can do something else. It's mildly frustrating and disappointing that I can't take the face off. Probably pop the head off, but I don't feel like I should have to do that. And I'm sure that's not the way it's designed. If you notice, there's only one cigar in here, because that means I already lost one. Yeah, there's supposed to be two. Looks like a little dog turd. A little miniature dog turd. Oh, jeez. Hey guys, guess what I just lost just now and can't show you guys? The second cigar. Damn it! The hell. Anyway, that's his spare face without a cigar in hand or in mouth. Alright guys, I did it. A couple things. I found the cigar. I also pull down the chest here so I can stick like a weapon under his chin, and then boop, just pry it. So, first of all, oh, just stepping on his damn face. First of all, now where's the cigar again? So the cigar, if you're going to use it, you might as well glue it, honestly. It will not stay in his mouth on its own. So just be very, very careful. I'm going to place the visor back here. And my hands are not made for this stuff. See? Cigar fell. But it fell in his chest, so we'll get that in a moment. It's so tiny, guys. Seriously. It's so tiny. So tiny. So quiet. I don't want to mess up. Shh. Alright, let's see if we can see what this guy looks like with a cigar in mouth. Get this back in here. It looks cool. I do like it. I do get excited over the whole cigar thing. But you're taking a big chance. Matter of fact, I have this here. It's just the eye gear heads that had the cigar too for the deluxe. Anyway, yeah, so there he is with a cigar. Anyway, enough of that cigar nonsense. You shouldn't be smoking anyway. Especially cigars. They grow hair. Way too much hair on your butt. Alright, get this back. So, I guess the only other thing left to show you is the weapon here. So, the weapon also has a tab which goes right in here, just the same way it would in any other Transformer toy or Masterpiece toy, Masterpiece style toy. Let me get him into a regular pose. That looks pretty stupid, but anyway, that's what he looks like. Still a weird pose. Alright, there he is with his G1-esque blaster. So I want to get into transformation, but the first thing I want to do is take this Targetmaster here and transform him to the weapon just so we can just attach him during the transformation. And I bet you guys didn't know he had a hidden penis feature. Of course, leave it to me to find that, of course. What you want to do is rotate the waist, then rotate the legs, and then BAM! Look at that guy. Boop! What we want to do is bring up the back here, like so, then straight over, and fold the two little arms up. Almost looks like the SDF-1, right? For you Macross fans or Robotech fans, whatever. And then you bring over this way here, just fold it over, and tab the four arms. And then rotate the legs here, and you can see they tab together, right in the back there. You can see the things that go together. And then fold them back this way. And you want to fold down the aforementioned penis. That becomes a handle. And why wouldn't it? And actually might as well attach it to this guy. We're just going to do it in vehicle mode. There you go. Grab onto that, old man. I wonder how old this Targetmaster is. I hope he's over 18. Alright, so get that on there. Alright, not too shabby. I like the fact that he can hold it very firmly. Yeah, so I guess we'll get on to the rest of the transformation here. Okay, so I had to stop here because it was getting a little bit frustrating. This thing in the instructions shows that it's up while this is coming down, but once this is down, you can't get this thing behind this, and I don't know if it's just something I'm doing wrong. I have no clue. But anyway, just finish this and then continue on. Alright, so here's the end result. I do still have the QC sticker on there. I'm sure you guys would want to take that off. Just going to leave it on there. Attach his Targetmaster here. It does swivel. Alright. It was a little bit annoying having to stop my little transformation thing there because that takes me forever to edit that. But just wanted to point out here, like there's a sliding feature that you have to pull it in order for it to fold out completely to here. And as you can see, there's this flap here that's still like up. I don't know. Maybe it was just me, guys, but just take care here. Make sure you read that correctly. I probably didn't. I just couldn't get these things to line up once this thing was down. It's a pain in the butt. Most likely my fault anyway, because Fans Toys does make some really cool stuff. And somehow I ended up folding this beforehand. So maybe, you know, it's me. And right here, this was not the last thing I did. So let's just chalk that up to me not following directions here. But here he is in pickup mode. He does roll. It's not the smoothest thing on the planet, but it is decent. It does have plastic wheels. Maybe that's what gives it the non-smooth feel. I did take this piece off because it looks like the elbow guards or elbow pads were up against this plastic. I don't really want to take off the paint on that, and they're kind of touching that really sharp plastic. I believe it's not the light greenish blue part, but it's the actual blue parts that are painted a flat finish. I don't want to ruin that, so I took that off. It does have the little lens here, and if it doesn't come off easily, I'm not even going to bother. Nope. Anyway, the little clear lens, there we go. It's coming out, I think. There we go. Pop this one in. Just give it the full window feel. As far as feel, it feels nice and solid. Everything does tap, even though it got a little frustrating for me. It's, I guess once you get the hang of it, it is a fun little transformation. It's pretty neat. It does have a Japanese vibe as far as the way the feet transform. It reminds me of, I don't know, like Japanese transforming toys. The way that was done. Maybe like, you know, Valkyrie or something. Not really. I can't really tell you guys which Japanese toy I'm thinking of. But it did have a nice little Japanese vibe to it. But the end result is this. It looks like a bunny slipper, really, without the bunny ears. It was like a slipper. I don't know how else to describe this. It's a pickup truck, Cybertronian, with windows, nobody behind it. But you know, it looks the way it's supposed to look. Just not a big fan of Koot's vehicle mode, to be honest. But you know, again, it is a Cybertronian vehicle. It's not meant to look normal. But that's it. That's pretty much it. I didn't mean to wind down a review towards the end, but yeah, just not. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Koot, but vehicle mode is not that the execution or the engineering is leaves anything to be desired. It's really just the design. Not a big fan of his alternate mode, but it is awesome, awesome, awesome. If you want a nice looking Koot, in this case, Koot. So if you're a fan of the vehicle mode, you should be very happy. Oops, found a spot I didn't really tab in right there. All right, but yeah, as far as things tabbing in, there are big gaps. Really, that's just because of the folding. There needs to be clearances for it to fold a certain way. But everything else snapped in really nice. The way these die-cast parts snapped in with the rest of the plastic, you do notice that there is a darker green than the plastic. Doesn't really bother me too much. Not a big deal. But overall, very happy with my purchase. Yeah, so that's probably one of the last third-party companies that I'll be sticking with unless something else comes out. I like Bad Cube too, but I don't know, we'll see. This is my favorite. But anyway, if you got any questions or comments, guys, please leave it below. And if you're enjoying the videos, please you know, click the links below. If you're going to buy stuff, help me out, help the channel, because otherwise, eventually this is just going to fade away because I can't afford these. You know, so either the reviews will disappear or they'll be very, 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 very few, since I'm not as cool as all those other reviewers that get awesome free stuff all the time or have tons of money to spend. Anyway, again, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.